gotta forget something. It's just kind of a requirement before you do anything. Yeah, the other day I forgot my phone when I went to work. It was just keys, wallet, phone. Okay, we're good. Wait, phone. Shit. I was already halfway to work. Oh, that's anything go. Alright. Yeah, like I said, burnt fingers, so this will be a bit different. It's not bad, just somewhat sensitive. Alright, where did we leave off? We left off here. Okay. Alright, it should be going. Screen is up. Kuma's here. Chat. Okay. Alright, we didn't finish voting. Let me backtrack a bit, just get myself back in the track wherever we were anyway. We left off with the magic trick murder, and we deduced that Ryoma was in the piranha tank with a sheet of glass separating him and the piranhas. And that got dumped, and then that's when he got eaten and all that stuff. Mage Lady Himiko was during the show. She was hiding in the stairs and snuck out through a panel on the top of the tank and outside of the trick, and then got a spare set of clothes that she could fool us with. I think that was it for the main parts we went through. Thereabouts. And we were looking at people with an alibi to set up the trap in the gym. And it was Maki, I think, and Astronaut Man were the only two without alibis during Gonta's bug show. And I think somewhere around there we ended up with intermission, which is where we currently are, not at the end of the voting. Let's see. It seems the voting is finished. Well then, let's see the result. Who will be the chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice, or the dreadfully wrong one?
The hell you saying?
Wait a second, what result? Voting time hasn't happened yet. Yes, it has. Don't you remember, Monosuke? No, it hasn't. You're the one who doesn't remember, Monotaro. Oh man, you're right. Silly me, I'm so forgetful. Wow, I didn't expect you all to get so worked up over such a small lie. Not a small one. You kids are pretty gullible, huh?
Now then.
Well, anyway, let's just skip this trail and jump ahead to chapter 3.
The hell you saying?
Wait a second, we don't know the culprit yet. Yeah, who killed Hantaro? That was chapter 1's case. How can you be this forgetful? I'm trying not to be forgetful, just too many things to keep track of nowadays. Alright.
Another shocking truth revealed.
Back to square one.
Back to square one.
Square one? If square one, they wouldn't have got eaten by the competition.
After that terrible movie, they had no other choice.
Wow! What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It means he doesn't want to get involved in another pointless argument. Like this one.
This one. Alright.
We shouldn't listen to anything Maki says. She's just gonna throw out more lies.
And Maki was... Right, she said she saw Ryoma after the last time we knew he was alive. That was the thing we left off at.
But if we don't ask her for more details, how will we know for sure?
I told you already, we don't need to. I hate liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
You're one to talk.
Maki, just
Ignore that lying little degenerate. We'll listen to what you have to say.
It must have been a little after midnight last night. He visited me at my research lab. He wanted me to show him the motive video that I received.
Motive video?
If Ryoma came to ask about that, does that mean you had his motive video?
As I recall, Ryoma had Maki's motive video, correct? Does this mean you and Ryoma received one another's motive video?
Potentially.
I actually didn't check the one I got, so I wouldn't know.
Maki admitted earlier that she hadn't checked her Cubs pad.
Then why did Ryoma think that Maki had his motive video?
If he went around asking at random, he might have asked some people besides Maki.
He never asked me. He probably never asked you guys either, right?
Then, who was it that told Ryoma about his Cubs pad?
Who told Ryoma that Maki had his motive video? It would have to be someone who knew who had each pad. That had to have been where is she? Right there. He's the only one it could have been.
It's you! That would be Kokichi.
Cups, pads, gotta catch 'em all. I even got the pads belonging to the people who aren't here. Now everyone can watch their motive video.
So, you saw the motive videos. Did you tell Ryoma that Maki had his?
When males get this quiet, they're either caught in a lie or thinking dirty thoughts.
Or listening.
What happened then, Maki? After Ryoma asked you for his motive video?
I told Ryoma just to take it from my room. I keep my room unlocked.
Wow, Maki, that's super careless. Aren't you scared someone might kill you in your sleep?
And then what happened?
I don't know what happened after that. I'm not even sure if he saw his motive video. When he asked me, he said that he would show me my motive video in return. But I wasn't interested, so I declined. And that's pretty much it.
So you don't even know if Ryoma saw his motive video? What a bunch of crap.
If Maki met with Ryoma at nighttime, that proves he was still alive then.
So
Which
debatable,
means,
but
even though we don't have alibis from 8 to 10, Maki and me aren't suspects.
If that story is true.
that's the thing.
It's true.
It's true.
Then why did you wait until now to bring that up?
I didn't say anything until now because I wasn't in the mood to be suspected.
Suspected? What for?
My bad.
Kirumi said it earlier. It seems that Ryoma and I had each other's motive videos. That's pretty fishy, right? So I didn't want to mention it to avoid suspicion.
You didn't say anything because you weren't in the mood?
It is quite selfish to keep this information hidden because you were not in the mood.
Well, whatever. Either way, let's just believe Maki.
Yes, yes! Those who believe shall be saved!
Those who believe shall be saved.
No, we need to wait. There is still more to confirm.
Well then, why don't we ask Kokichi?
Huh? What now?
You never answered my question. Were you the one who told Ryoma that Maki had his motive video?
Is that really important?
Kinda.
Yes, it is important. Because if Kokichi told Ryoma, it becomes more likely that Ryoma visited Maki during nighttime.
I see. Kokichi's response may help corroborate Maki's testimony.
Now you understand why I don't want your charade. I want the truth.
Well, Kokichi, did you tell Ryoma?
It's facing the wrong way.
You said it earlier. I don't want to die, right? If you really don't want to die, then you better tell us the truth.
Here comes the dramatic turnabout. Now I'm the one pressured by Maki. Okay, it's true. I told Ryoma.
He's actually a pretty good
Just
voice
as I
actor, but I
thought.
still hate the character.
But that's not a bad thing, right? He wanted to know, so I told him.
Have you seen everyone's motive video?
No, not yet. I was gonna wait until we hosted like a movie screening party. I just checked who had whose so I could give them back to everyone after.
I see.
Anyway, if Kokichi told Ryoma that, then he must have gone to see Maki. That means Maki's telling the truth. Ryoma was alive during nighttime.
No, we cannot be too sure about
This
that
is
yet.
Kokichi talking.
Even if Ryoma and Maki did meet, it does not mean it was during nighttime yesterday.
So you still suspect me?
I am saying it could still be a possibility. If there is still a small chance of you being the culprit, then I cannot trust you entirely.
Yeah, speaking of maid, she missed out on Monday's Exito. We had some more time with the maid.
Because everyone's lives are at stake.
I missed it, man.
Then which is it? A lie or not lie?
She's not lying. Can't you tell just by looking at her?
If it was that
That's
easy,
an
we'd
Apollo
be
Justice
done
thing.
by now. No, this is a world of lies and betrayal.
Himiko! It breaks my heart to hear you say depressing things!
I find Maki's testimony suspicious. It's far too convenient for her.
This is difficult to determine.
Yeah, this is ambiguous. There's no.
Maki is lying. Like I said before, a liar like me knows their own kind.
I'm not lying. I did meet up with Ryoma during nighttime. I'm telling the truth.
Is it a lie or the truth? This is the turning point. This will change the fate of this case. And I said I would believe in Kaito. And that means believing in Maki. And that means I have to do it. I need us all on the same page. I have to change where this argument is going, just like Katie did. Non-stop debate. Let's see, Marco Falcon's accountants of meet and greet Maki Vaughn.
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two together?
Maki
Surely
Ryoma?
they would have come forward already.
If no one can prove that this meeting took place, then there is no reason to believe your testimony, I'm afraid.
As expected, Maki is lying to us. If you can't prove your claim, then it's the same as an outright lie!
Alright. Can't say the two of them met now. That's too obvious a lie. So if I convince them that Maki met up with someone... Maki was standing guard in front of her lab last night. She stayed in her dorm room only during nighttime. Insect meet and greet the night before. Shuichi and some of the others were forced to stay and go to the entomologist's lab by Gonta, who was tricked by Kokichi. Himiko and Angie were brought in 5 minutes to 9 p.m. Kokichi left the lab at 9 p.m. Shuichi and the others were forced to participate in the insect meet and greet until after 11 p.m. Alright, Gonta's account during the magic show. Wait, the time hit 20 seconds. Gonta ended up on top of the stage. That's not important. File. The victim is the ultimate tennis pro, Hoshi. The victim's body is discovered in the gym. The cause of death is drowning afterwards. The victim's body was consumed by the prize until only the bones remain. Last person saw Ryoma was Gonta. It was around 8 p.m. last night. He also saw Ryoma 30 minutes before that.
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
Alibis for yesterday. Shuichi, Kibo, Kyo, Tsumumi, and Tenka were forced to gather in the ultimate entomologist lab from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the insect meet and greet. 5 minutes to 9 p.m., Himiko and Angie joined as well. Kokichi was in the ultimate entomologist lab until 9, and he was with Kirumi from 9 to 10 p.m. By 11 p.m., he returned to the lab. Kirumi was in the gym until a little before 9 p.m. with Himiko and Angie. From 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., she was with Kokichi. She was in the gym alone for around 5 minutes. Miu was seen multiple times last night wandering around the courtyard in her lingerie. Okay, so we're gonna go over that one a bit now. From 8 to 11, insect meat. Shuichi, Kibo, Kyo, Shumugi, and Tenko. They're forced to gather in the ultimate Tamagotchi lab from 8 to 11. The insect meet and greet. At 5 minutes 9, Himiko and Angie joined as well. Kokichi was in the ultimate Tamagotchi lab until 9. He was with Gumi from 9 to 10 p.m. By 11, he returned to the lab. He was in the gym until a little before 9. And with Himiko and Angie from 9 to 10, she was with Kokichi. He's been alone for around 5 minutes. It's gotta be
What a load of crap!
Maki alone. That's the only thing that.
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two together?
Surely they would have come forward already.
If no one can prove that this meeting took place, then there is no reason to believe your testimony, I'm afraid.
Did Maki is lying to us? If you can't prove your claim...
My thumb doesn't want to work. Alright. If I convince him that Maki met up with someone...
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of
Cannot
crap!
aim.
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two together?
No. I couldn't now reveal that you saw Ryoma. There's no reason to keep that information to yourself unless you were lying.
I was wrong!
So, maybe it's the alibi?
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two together?
I
was wrong!
See them together. Hold on a sec.
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
Did anyone see those two together?
Surely they would have come forward already.
If no one can prove that this meeting took place...
Damn it!
Those are the only two options I got. I've got to agree with her with alibis her alone. Stay there, darling, however, nighttime. There's the only two ones that could potentially be it. And there's the insect meet and greet. She is forced to participate in insect meet and greet. 9. Doesn't help. Going to his account, that's on stage, completely irrelevant. Currently. Non-Kuma file, that's the case of death. Can't do it. So it has to be the alibis of Maki alone. Those are the only two it could be. Maki alone. Maki was standing guard in front of her lab last night. She stayed in her dorm room only during nighttime. And the alibi text dump. He was seen multiple times last night, lying around the courtyard in her lingerie. He was in the gym until 4 o'clock. One of these buttons is the history.
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two together?
Surely they would have come forward already.
If no one can prove that this meeting took place, then there is no reason to believe your testimony, I'm afraid.
As expected, Maki is lying to us. If you can't prove your claim, then it's the same as an outright lie!
Can't see the two of them met now. That's too obvious a lie. So I convinced them that Maki met up with someone.
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
It's gotta be a lie.
Yes,
That's what I
I
gotta
didn't
do.
meet with anyone else.
Technique. Of course, we can see those. Natural brought in 5 minutes. Just lab at 9. You know, for forced to participate. And then there's no real lie. We were stuck there just like everybody else. What does it count? That doesn't help. She was at home. Guard from the lab last night. She stayed in her dorm room during nighttime. Alibis. I think I've got a lie about an alibi.
Did anyone see those two
Surely they would have come forward already.
Prove that this meeting took place. No reason to believe your
testimony, I'm afraid. As expected, Marky is lying to us. If you can't prove it,
I think we've got a lie about
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet
middle of
with
the
anyone
frame, not
else.
the tip.
Did
Weird.
those two together?
Surely they would have come forward already.
If no one can prove...
Okay, it's... Let's see. Got a lie.
Did anyone see those two?
Then what the hell is it?
I was wrong!
That's it. What the... There's only 2 pieces that could potentially do it. Let's press 9 hours. Let's get over it. Let's see. Voting time.
Is this...
Let me try.
We can't let it end here!
Not yet. So, it's gotta be a lie. That's the only thing I can work with. Monaco found once got missing. We not get alone.
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two?
Be a lie. Then what the hell? This is not logic based. I have to make up something.
Maki only see Ryoma at night?
Is it me?
Yes, I didn't meet with anyone else.
Did anyone see those two together?
Alright, this is the
Damn it!
throw everything at them and try to figure out point.
Crap!
A lot of practice with this in Phoenix Wright.
Those two together?
I was...
I met with Ryoma this night.
Maki only see Ryoma?
Yes, I didn't meet...
Those two together?
Surely they would have come forward already.
No one can prove that this meeting took place.
Nope, that's that one. So let's try a lie on that second one.
Surely they would have come forward already.
No one can prove that this meeting took place.
I've seen if I can prep the bullet. Alright, that's what I get for trying to rush things. Alright.
This meeting... Damn it!
What the hell can I do?
I met with Ryoma the previous night.
What a load of crap!
Sure.
If this meeting took place, then there is no reason...
I do like Phoenix Wright's ability to just like go straight to where you wanted to go. read through it all again.
Prove that this.
There we go.
I'll reveal the truth.
Of course, now I only have one
I
hit.
might not be able to
Rest of the
prove
game.
they met, but I can prove Maki wasn't alone.
Oh, please explain.
Well, Kaito and I trained together every night. And yesterday, because of the insect meet and greet, we started late. Huh? Ah, Kaito, don't worry. You don't have to say anything. Anyway, we were doing some frog squats on the school stairs when we heard two people talking.
Yeah, I was supposed to come up with this on my own.
We knew one of them was Maki, but we couldn't pick out the other one. But now that I think about it, it must have been Ryoma.
What?
Yeah, maybe. That was probably around midnight.
Wait a minute! If you heard their voices, then that means...
So Ryoma and Maki did meet up.
No, hold up! Why'd you sit on that info for so long?
Because until just now, I didn't think it was relevant. I had no reason to bring it up.
Now, we don't know if Maki was really talking to Ryoma, right?
Well,
That
technically,
is true. If I knew for certain, I would have said so sooner.
based off our lie, at midnight, that's when everyone would have come back. Oh, hello, welcome.
But considering the
You
circumstances,
missed all the
I can't
horrible
imagine it being
mistakes I was
anyone
making,
but Ryoma.
but we're okay.
None of us were talking to Maki last night, correct? So it must have been him.
And nobody say you suddenly remember talking to Maki. It's way too late for that.
And you two did not confirm who Maki was talking to at the time? If I overheard a conversation in the middle of the night, I surely would have checked. We are still part of a killing game after all.
Whoa, chill out. Why the scary face? That was my bad, but it's not really manly to eavesdrop, you know? I wouldn't do something so uncool.
Anyway, I know that we heard those voices. Maki is not lying.
Then Gonta will believe friends.
You're gonna believe him? Just like that? But Shuichi has no reason to lie.
Yes. If his lie leads us to the wrong culprit, he will join us in eternal sleep. Unless he wishes for death, we should be able to believe him.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure
right. You can believe me.
she did meet him. That part I can agree
Yeah,
with.
you're right. I'll believe him too.
Me and him just made up that lie. We did not overhear them talking. That was what you just missed me coming up with that lie through trial and error. But do you believe Kaito?
Belief shall set you free.
Yeah, he is one of the oddballs. I've got an alternate target
surprised
though.
if Shuichi was a liar, especially after we believed him for so long.
I see it as one of three people. Maki and Kaito are the two primary suspects. Kaito, I don't want to think it's him, but his alibi is by far the weakest. He was just running around and then passed out, I think, the girl's bathroom or something. Maki, her alibi was just she was in a room by herself the whole time. And I don't doubt it. She basically lived in her ultimate lab. But I believe it like 80%. Like, yeah, she did that for most of the time, but she could have been the killer, left out, killed him, went back to the lab, and completed her alibi type of thing. But my gut saying that's Maki's looking suspicious so far. I think Kaito is too suspicious because of his alibi. I don't think it's him. So I think it's the third person who helped with the magic during the magic show setup. Anyway, when we get closer, I'll reveal it maybe. I like trying to keep some cards close to my chest anyway. I'd be so surprised if Shuichi was a liar, especially after we believed him for so long.
We wouldn't be able to trust anyone anymore. Well, it's not like he's lying anyway.
He knows.
All right, that proves it then. Ryoma was still alive during nighttime. In other words, me and Maki aren't suspects anymore.
So that's to that
I
point.
guess that means everyone's alibis no longer matter, yes?
Then there is that one.
So, everyone is culprit again?
So,
Too cute,
we're
huh?
right back where we started. What a pain.
But yeah, after the insect meet and greet is the key
However,
point for
it
what
should
people
be
did.
clear now that the crime occurred after nighttime began.
But then when was Ryoma's body placed inside the piranha tank?
Well, the gym is locked at nighttime, so it must have been the next morning. But
That's not possible. Himiko and I were at the gym, remember?
So did we fuck up by thinking the body got stuffed into the piranha tank?
No, that part was true.
I don't think so. We have evidence to prove that's what happened.
And when did the culprit throw the body into the piranha tank?
Maki was with Ryoma around midnight, so it couldn't have been before nighttime. And it couldn't have been the morning after. That leaves.
The only time they could have done it was during nighttime, huh?
Did you forget the gym's not open at nighttime, dick cheese?
Dick cheese?
But that's the only possibility, because by morning we were already at the gym.
it may be possible they slipped by without you noticing.
No one can slip by me. I'm known far and wide as the snoozing
The
sorceress.
snoozing sorceress. That's,
What a terrible title for a guard.
yeah.
Are you
Indeed.
positive that you did not see it? You cannot enter the gym at nighttime.
Himiko would have seen it. She might strike out, but she always keeps her eye on the ball. I don't even play baseball.
But we can't disobey
doesn't seem
school
to type.
rules, right? The body was probably moved in the morning.
Calm down, everyone! Go to sure if we discuss disagreement.
I see through your arguments.
Hold on.
Disagreement? What? A disagreement? You mean you're split down the middle again?
Not quite.
Then the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
What?
Yippee! We've been waiting for this!
What?
Jeez. We gotta do that whole crazy thing again?
It seems like our opinions are split on this matter. If we focus on the evidence, the facts will become clear. All I have to do is show them and make them accept it. If I can't get them to see the truth now, my lie would have been for nothing. I won't fail. You keep on lying, Chuichi. That's definitely the way to do it. Split opinions. Too many things to be creative nowadays. No, I would like maybe like a chair or a stool for some of those things. I'd hate to stand up arguing the whole time. Body put in the frying tank. Next morning, during nighttime.
Did the culprit move the body just before the morning announcement?
Angie!
I was in front of the gym with the others, before the announcement.
Is it not possible you simply missed the culprit? Himiko!
We were right in front of the door. There's no way we could have missed them.
Remember, the rules state that you can't enter the gym at night.
Kaito!
Rules probably don't apply to corpses, you know.
And they don't,
The
honestly. I
piranha
agree.
tank is too far from the gym's entrance.
I've got this! You might be able to reach the tank from the window above the stage.
Yeah, that's definitely how it is.
But pool next to gym also off limits at
Maki!
Entering the pool at night's what's off limits, not the pool area itself.
But should we trust Maki's testimony in the first place?
Tenko!
It's okay, because we have Shuichi's testimony too.
Oh, there we go. full counter. Perfect. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the body was delivered from his prison cell tennis bathroom through the window above the pool into the gym. It's true that you cannot enter the gym at nighttime, but a corpse could.
I am positive that the window was how the culprit moved the body.
That window's higher than the piranha tank, and it's pretty close by. The curtains might have been closed, but the window was open the whole investigation.
Let's see if we can just do an auto.
That means it was certainly possible to put the body in the piranha tank from the window.
However, I'm also positive the pane dividing the piranha tank was set up beforehand.
Yeah, that probably would have had to have been.
Certainly couldn't be tossed in. It would need to be placed carefully.
Even if the culprit were to throw the body from outside the window, the window is far too high. It cannot be reached from the floor.
Ryoma was small. Gonta could have chucked him easy.
True.
Yes, but Gonta wouldn't do that. Gentlemen not chuck dead bodies.
Don't chuck dead bodies.
Being a gentleman has nothing to do with it.
Well, it has everything to do with it.
I know. They used the ladder in the gym. You tested it out while you were investigating, Shuichi. That ladder reached the window, right? So the culprit just needed to put the body through the window to pull it off, right?
No, I don't think that method is possible because the ladder couldn't have been used like that. There's no time to move it. Like there's a ladder. Would they have carried out the ladder at any point during nighttime? I think the culprit had enough.
Damn it!
No, it's... Yeah, I'm gonna skip this for a sec. Alright. Retweet. It was...
It's true that you cannot enter the gym at nighttime.
The cart could. You went through all this. I was thinking backwards.
The window is far...
Hi. Gentlemen. Couldn't use the ladder because the ladder can be removed. The ladder doesn't reach the window. It's got to be on the stage in order to hit the window. So the stage had to have been set up to do that.
The only reason the ladder reached the window was because it was on the stage. If you used the ladder on the pool side, it would not quite make it.
Yeah, I had to think.
The ladder could
they
barely
showed this
reach
picture,
the window when it was on the stage. And there is nothing on the pool side of the gym as tall as the stage.
There's a diving board. But yeah.
Finally, the ladder was found in the gym, correct?
So,
if the culprit used the ladder on the pool side, we wouldn't have found it in the gym.
And they couldn't have thrown the ladder back through the window because it's too heavy. Then Gonta used his Tard strength to throw the ladder or the body or something.
Gentlemen not throw dead bodies. Or ladders.
The body could not have been thrown into the piranha tank to begin with. It would need to be placed carefully to prevent the glass pane from shifting.
Got it, Musclehead? Even if we injected tons of steroids into you, it'd be impossible.
Sorry, you're right.
You didn't need to apologize, Gonta.
this is, again, not to go into
How
crime.
the culprit moved the body from the window.
Yeah, it was the cable from the tennis
You guys
court.
don't even know that? What a bunch of dimwits.
Why,
Do you
thank
have the
Kaito.
answer then?
But of course.
Magic.
Tell him, Shuichi. Blow them all away with the truth.
Right.
I actually don't know that yet.
And
What?
The culprit definitely moved the body through the window, but I don't know how.
I do
Seriously?
feel bad for
Serves you
somebody,
right. You just
made a fool out of yourself after acting all high and mighty. It's just...
What are we gonna do, Shuichi?
That's
We gotta figure this out or we're done for.
I do feel bad for some of like the mystery writers because they have to assume that the readers or the players don't know these things yet, and they have to move on with that. But if at any one point in time somebody has figured out that part, then everything they set up kind of just like shifts and falls away. So they have to play it right. So it's interesting.
Hey, you gotta do something, Shuichi!
I know. I have to do something, but...
The tennis cable. They string it across the prison thing over the pool. I don't know what to do. I haven't figured that out yet. Damn it. Am I really not good enough? Am I no good as a detective? I can't do this. I can't.
don't think it really matters how the body got into the piranha tank.
It kinda does. What?
Gonta thinks it matter. We won't know culprit's trick unless we figure out...
We're getting sidetracked. It doesn't matter how it was done, just who did it. We shouldn't focus on where we found the body. Instead, we need to focus on where he was killed.
Where he was killed?
Wouldn't it be more efficient if we focused on the murder scene instead?
That is one way to go about it, yeah.
Yes, that's it. We were so caught up in where the body was found, when we should have been thinking about where the murder occurred.
Murder
pretty
scene
sure it would.
definitely have more clues about the culprit.
Yeah, it's
Why didn't anyone
sink thing with
realize this yet?
prison tennis court.
That's strange.
Strange.
Perhaps the culprit steered the conversation away from that topic.
Then, culprit is someone in this room.
Duh, Delta. That's important to remember. It's not as if everyone here wants us to find the truth. One of us is trying to sabotage this trial.
Well then, let's discuss the crime scene to figure out who the culprit is.
Had to have been with water.
That's not a bad idea for a robot. The last time I heard such a good idea was when Nino told me to move in with her under the bridge to get out of the cold.
Who's Nino?
Kimikawa under the bridge?
If we can determine where this all started, we can determine how it ended. Yes, it's too soon to quit. His trial has only just begun.
Thank you,
Failed a
Maki.
couple times,
That was
so.
a helpful insight.
I can't believe you didn't notice that. I guess that's why you're still an apprentice.
Alright. Non-stop debate start. Talk about file piranha tank, wet staircase, black piece of fabric, pool
First,
rules.
let's establish the crime scene.
Black piece of fabric that was floating in the pool. At first glance, it looked like trash. Yeah, it's just trash, nothing important. Let's put it in the file and just forget about it. You know that's important. Entering the pool is prohibited during nighttime. Wet staircase. Something we had.
Wasn't it the dorm room? Ryoma was relaxing in his room when he got attacked.
But the cause of death was drowning. There is nothing in his room that could collect enough water.
He's got a toilet, doesn't he?
That's true.
Drowning toilet? Impossible!
Yeah, no, you can't.
We should consider places where water is stored.
The only place that fits is the pool. Even if you
I'm
use
glad I
magic,
missed.
there's no other way.
Well, it must be the pool then.
Nah, that little turd drowned in the toilet.
Shut your mouth, you noisy sow.
Ah, Sal!
Wait, was that blue? Blue seems like the obvious answer, but I don't like how it's
First, let's establish the crime scene.
kind of cool. Rules, that's
Wasn't
what
it the dorm room? Ryoma was relaxing in his room when he got attacked.
But the cause of death was drowning.
Yes.
There is nothing in
Yellow
his room that could
contradiction.
collect enough water.
He's got a toilet, doesn't he?
Drowning toilet? Impossible!
We should consider places where water is stored.
Yeah.
The only place that fits is...
Yeah. The pool rule says you can't beat it. in there during nighttime. That's when we determined that it was there. It was in the pool.
The pool could not have been the scene of the murder. Ryoma was killed at nighttime. No swimming is allowed at nighttime, so a living person could not have gone in.
Sirens would have gone in and they would have yelled at it.
Yep, a dead body is fine because it's just an object. But if a living person entered the pool, I think I might cry.
Cry as loud as you want. I'll cry with you. We can spend the night together crying.
Sure. Lovely.
In the morning after, I'll write goodbye on your mirror in lipstick before I quietly leave.
I always forget to say that.
Only after you leave do I realize how much you really mean to me.
What are you guys
Being so
doing?
gloomy. This is the year of the Jets. Fuck the Patriots.
What?
Anyway,
Dolly
we
Lily
can
Low.
conclude it's impossible for him to have drowned in the pool.
Where was Ryoma killed if not pool? Is there other place where water can be stored?
Yes. Where was Ryoma killed? I know there's some kind of clue. Scratch handcuffs. Scout, mark window frame. Same window frame of the Ultimate Tennis Pro. There we are, scratch sink.
This is it! The sink in Ryoma's lab. There were distinct scratch marks on it.
Scratch marks on the sink?
And I believe those scratches were caused by...
It would have been the scratch handcuffs.
This is it! The handcuffs. They were scratched as well, correct?
Oh yeah, sort of looked like they'd been scraped against something.
There's also the fact that the handcuffs were from Ryoma's lab. The marks on the sink came from the handcuffs in the same room. The size and shape of the scratches are consistent with the handcuffs, I'm sure.
A bit different, but sure.
How did those handcuffs get from the lab to the water tank?
Because Ryoma was wearing them, right?
Yes, though they were only visible for a brief moment when Ryoma appeared in the tank.
And when we were investigating afterwards.
I am certain he was wearing the handcuffs at the time.
The handcuffs were left after the piranhas devoured Ryoma.
So the culprit handcuffed Ryoma and drowned him in his lab sink.
Yep. I've gotten that part. That's where
Ryoma
he
must have been
died.
pretty yummy. They chomped up his entire body. Arms, legs, brain.
I'm not sure if they would have got his brain. We did see a skull.
Disgusting things! I don't want to hear it!
That crunchy texture with the fatty parts just right. Then when they bite down, it gushes.
Stop! Please stop!
For the record, I don't get grossed
But
out by
how did
talk like
culprit
that.
handcuff Ryoma? He could have used Shikuchi method to get away, unless someone ambushed him?
What the hell is the
It's
Shikushi
possible
method?
they knocked him out before.
I know it's some
handcuffing him.
tennis technique, but it's not like some magical thing.
Though there's no way we can be sure, now that he's not but bones.
I doubt he was ambushed. I'm pretty sure the culprit got Ryoma by... Whoops. Don't pay attention to little old me.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
wasn't
talking to
an
myself.
ambush. They met
When you
Ryoma
talk
in...
to yourself, pretend you're eating and chew with your mouth closed. Otherwise, you'll get a mouthful of peanut butter squid. It's so disgusting you'll laugh.
What?
So we all agree Ryoma was drowned in the sink in his lab, right? That sink could have held enough water to do it for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely in the sink.
All right, I'm calling it. The crime scene is Ryoma's fucking research lab.
Yep.
But how did the culprits carry
Look at
his
that, first
body
time
to
I
the
heard
gym
saying.
from there? Isn't Ryoma's lab on the 3rd floor of the academy?
It's actually not far at all. Although, perhaps it's more accurate to say there's a shortcut.
Yep.
Was there a shortcut?
What shortcut between Rilla's lab and the gym did the culprit use? You had it right on there.
There!
I didn't even have to move it.
The shortcut is the window in Ryoma's lab.
Yep.
The window?
That's right. None of the windows in this school open. Except the one in Ryoma's lab.
Why is it just
And on
that
top
one?
of that, the window faced the pool. You could see the gym straight across.
Yep. Great shot.
Do you think the culprit dropped Ryoma's body into the pool area from the lab window? Then they could have thrown the body into the piranha tank through the gym window. How's that? Mission
There we
complete!
go.
Your explanation contradicts some things we discussed earlier. The gym window was too high to reach from the poolside, even if one used the ladder.
That's right! I apologize! I must go on a journey to reflect on this!
Okay.
We
You go
keep
do
hitting
that.
dead ends, since we don't know how the body was thrown into the gym.
No.
Well, that didn't really give us any info about the crime.
No. That was the answer. Not necessarily. We learned a lot of important information. Now that I'm sure the scene of the crime was Roma's lab, the case is becoming clearer. Yes. To determine how the body got from the crime scene to where it was found, I have to figure out how to get from the third floor window to the gym. Alright then, I have to analyze the possible methods and find the most likely. When you have to deduce how things are connected, Psyche Taxi will start up. The objective of this mode is to gather the letter cubes lying around to form the question. Use A to accelerate, use the stick to move left and right. By picking up letter cubes lying around, you can complete the question by picking up. Once you've completed the question, you head towards the escort that has the correct answer. If it's the right answer, they'll get in your car. If it's the wrong answer, something bad happens. Also, there will be other cars on the road. If you hit those, you will take focus energy damage. If it's getting dangerous, use R button to concentrate, stay calm, and avoid them. Taxi. Please drive safely. Enjoy the ride. Please respond at your earliest convenience. Okay. Psyche Taxi start. What the hell? Here we go. Oh. Active reference. Suck. Alright, well, this is pretty simple actually. It's still weird, but let's go. Oh yeah, Beatrice, you missed out on it. Play in a second. Get focus here. Shit. So the body was brought from where? I can't. Okay. Yes. Window. There we go. Alright. Phase 1 of 3. What's this thingy? A bit more. Kind of silly. But yeah, Beatrice, yeah, I missed out last night, yesterday, because the antenna was functioning because of rain, and the day before, I managed to burn my fingers from a battery that caught fire. Your phone can explode if you like stab it and shit. My thumb is not as responsive as it should be. There we go. Body was brought to the gym. Yeah. Start up and check. Thinking time. Gym from where? To the gym from where? From the window. Alright. Yeah, I'll be fine, but it's just annoying right now. I only have partial use of my digits. Alright. Yeah, this big old complicated taxi drive scene to figure out something I already know. Oh, that's a car. Yeah, got it. From one window to the other. It's a cable. It couldn't have been in the pool, so they had to have done it in the gym morning after, I guess. I guess so. My third person has to. Interesting. That's what happens when you hit a car. So my third person is actually. I'm certain it was the third person now. It's not Maki. It's not Kaido. It can't be. No. Yeah, no, it can't be. I know who did. There's Maki. Was I supposed to hit Monokuma? Okay, that'd have been bad if I did that. Thinking time. How was it moved from the classroom window to the gym window? Via the pool, window to window. Body is brought from where? The lab window. Body is brought to the gym from where? The gym window. How is it moved from the classroom window to the gym window? From window to window. There we go.
I've got it!
Yeah,
Ryoma's body was moved directly from his lab to the gym.
Directly? Don't tell me they threw the body from window to window.
Yep, just about.
I mean, we're talking about a body. It's not like tossing a baseball, you know.
No, I don't believe he was thrown. But perhaps another way.
What do you mean another way?
I'll show
There's
you
no
when
other
I'm
way
ready.
to move it.
The culprit must have used some kind of equipment.
Yep.
Huh? Equipment?
The cable in
With
Ryoma's
this
own
equipment,
lab.
they can connect the two windows and move the body to the gym.
I'm so smart. Equipment to connect the windows. I believe it was found near the body.
There!
Rope or cable. Maybe.
The rope found behind the gym stage could have been used to connect the windows.
Rope and
Oh,
cable.
there was a mysterious mystery about that rope that only Actua can reveal. What mysterious mystery? During last night's preparations for the show, that rope was in the wing of the stage. But the next morning, the rope had been moved backstage for some reason. It's a mysterious
Oh
mystery.
shit.
Only Actua knows the answer.
Maybe.
So, during nighttime, someone used the rope, then threw it into the gym window?
So they did use the rope. That's how they bridged the distance between both windows.
Is the rope long enough to reach both windows?
That's what I'm actually wondering now.
The rope is roughly 65 feet in length. As for the distance between the windows,
According to the sign at the pool, the width of the pool is roughly 35 feet. And the distance from the edges of the pool to the windows is an additional 16 feet.
That's slightly
Altogether,
too long.
the sum total length from one window to the other is roughly 50 feet.
And
30,
pool is only
16,
thing
okay.
between
I was
research
doubling.
lab and gym windows.
You bet it's long enough. That's what she said.
Just gotta toss one of those in there.
Who said that?
Even if
That's
the
what she
rope
said.
was long
Don't you
enough,
listen?
wouldn't it be pretty hard to tie them to the windows?
Both windows were too high to reach. It would be like tying a rope from one cliff to another.
If the windows were closer together, then they could toss the rope across. But they're not.
Yeah,
No,
that-
going to think it would work. Just need one more rope.
Another rope. There was only one though.
on that.
Oh, then it's impossible. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sure there was another rope, or at least something that could be used as a rope. Yep. Alright, where are we? Well, there we are.
This is it! The tennis net cable from Ryoma's lab could serve as a rope.
How long is it?
About 50 feet or so. But how do they use it?
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
the part I'm now stuck on. Okay, so
first, culprit hang rope outside of one window. Then, culprit move to other side
pull rope from down there.
and tie cable to other window. Then, after tying to each window, culprit tie rope and cable together.
You pull it tight. Now you have the connection across.
That how culprit make one rope that reach both windows.
Alright, but the pool is closed at nighttime. You can't go in there.
Wow! That's amazing, Gonta! You're so knowledgeable.
So how?
It's nothing. I'm going to use ropes a lot when looking for bugs.
Even if they did connect the windows with a rope, they can't carry a body on just that.
Eureka! I got it!
Eureka?
Thomas Edison once said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. But in my case, it's 100% inspiration!
Right on. There were perspiration
Got
in there
it.
somewhere.
Tell us already.
They handcuffed the body to the rope and slid it from one window to the other, like Tarzan!
The body would
Tarzan?
reach the gym window, but it wouldn't land in the piranha tank. Stop making such dumbass comments and keep your smelly breath in your dirty mouth.
Tarzan?
Yeah.
But
That's the thing.
they also had to put the body in the piranha tank after they moved it, huh?
That is not feasible with just one rope.
Maybe the rope wasn't the only equipment the culprit used.
It's not just the rope.
Well, anyway, it would have been pretty difficult to get that body in the piranha tank. They wouldn't just throw it.
yeah.
The trick was a super crucial part of the culprit's plan. The culprit must have carefully placed the body into the tank with their own hands.
Yeah, it had to have been that. So
But is there really a way to do that?
Kokichi, are you hinting at something?
Huh? Hint? What hint? Don't confuse me with your talk of hinting hints.
you're hinting hints. Yeah, you're confusing me. You were definitely onto something. It's true that the culprit needed to place the body directly into the piranha tank. If the body were to fall, the culprit would not have been able to retrieve it. They would have only had one shot at it, no second chances. So obviously, the culprit would have wanted to put the body in the tank carefully. Meaning they would have wanted to get as close to the window as possible. The problem is, how did they get near it? All we know right now is that there was a rope that connected the windows. Somehow, the culprit used that to move the body and were close to the window themselves. To make that work, they had to have used something else. But what could that be? What could they have done?
All right, Shuichi. The stage is finally set.
What?
Shit. I keep flip-flopping back
Listen up.
between...
Do a good job
Who did it
here,
now?
and I'll be able to put an end to this trial. It all starts with you. You be the opening act, and I'll be the main event. And then together, we're gonna save everyone.
Together?
You got this. After all, you are my sidekick. I believe in you, so I'm gonna leave the rest to you.
The key thing I was
Yeah.
banking on for my culprit but it's not a requirement now. If I think about it, okay, I can do this. I will solve this mystery and show everyone the truth. This is the main event. Something was used with the rope to move the body between the windows. Think, come on, think. Hangman's Gambit start. Shit, I don't know. Thought I saw one. Not quite sure what the meaning, but that
that's
was
it.
the word it could have been.
The culprit used something like a ropeway to move the body.
A ropeway, huh?
Pretty
Are
sure
you
this
sure
is
about that?
the inner tube thing they're looking at.
Wow, you got drain damage or something? You'd need some kind of vessel to use on a ropeway, and we don't have that!
No, it definitely was. The culprit used it to move the body along the rope. Is this Minesweeper? In this mode, the objective is to dig up the answer. At the beginning, the answer will be completely covered by pieces. Use the stick to move the cursor and erase the pieces with the A button. Pieces will be erased when two or more of the same color connect. Oh, it's bejeweled. The advanced pieces will then change color in the following order: white, pink, yellow, white. If you do it right, you can move all the pieces from an object. The trick is to predict how the advanced pieces will change. When all the pieces on the top of an object are gone, you can select the object as the answer. If you select the wrong object, your influence gauge will take damage. If there's just one piece left, you can press the A button repeatedly to break it. But this will occur at time penalty, so don't just button mash. Might sound complicated, but trust me, you'll get it as you play. Right. Thank you for your understanding. I'm not the best at these. Alright, so... Oh, I have to... There we are. Shit. Shit. Yellow. Nope, none of you guys. Come on. There we are. There we are. Okay.
I see it.
That's a weird one. The actual one is really, really long. Really
It's the
bizarre.
inner tube. The rubber inner tube we found floating in the pool.
The inner tube?
Yeah, it had to have been the inner tube.
Remember
What's
the
this
inner
trash
tube we
sounding
found
thing
in the
that-
pool
no,
with a rope on one side? Maybe the rope was originally tied on both sides. The culprit made a ropeway by hanging the tube from the rope connecting the windows. And because the third floor window is higher up, gravity would have pushed the inner tube along. The inner tube is made of sturdy rubber as well. It could have supported two people.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we're almost like half a person, so.
The culprit
almost
used
furniture.
the ropes and the inner tube to construct a rudimentary ropeway and used it to move themselves and Ryoma's body from the lab to the gym.
Yeah, this right here actually breaks up my theory. Not completely, but
Once through the gym window, the culprit stood on the inner tube to move the body.
yeah, no, it does.
Either that, or the culprit placed their foot on the windowsill. That way would be more stable and let them handle the corpse more carefully. Finally, they removed the rope from the window frame and left the scene.
Well, when you put it like that, it certainly sounds
Well, it's entirely possible that's entirely what happened.
But wow, a ropeway!
You say the culprit placed their foot on the windowsill. Isn't that against school rules? It would count as entering the gym, would it not?
Last time we got asked that question, we decided it was okay. Sticking your body through the window is an automatic out, but standing on the sill is...
Wait, who asked you last time?
No, it's just...
Eh?
It is quite possible that the culprit went to you to confirm the details of their plan.
Oh, shit!
Way to put your foot in your mouth.
His foot! Monosuke just unhinged his jaw and swallowed his entire leg!
Yeah.
Cut it out! I can't write this off as a joke if you two keep freaking out about it.
Yeah, no, that was a joke.
Then your little slip-up is actually the truth!
Yep. Was Monosuke died this time? Pops?
Uh-oh! Daddy's mad at you now!
Huh?
Don't look at me. This is what you get for acting like a big shot all the time.
Stop. Do not bully Monosuke.
Huh?
No more blaming each other. Everybody makes mistakes. I want us all to get along.
I want us all to get along.
Monodum's right!
Monosuke, you better thank Monodum. Less attitude
I bet there's
and
5
more
best trials.
gratitude.
Maybe
Got
6.
it?
One for each monocode. But he dies this time.
Man, the trial was just getting fun. Why you gotta ruin it with that slip-up?
Somebody premeditated this.
But I guess now we know Shuichi's logic is right on the money.
So culprit really used ropeway to move body?
Yeah, they used the ropeway to move with the body from window to window.
Ropeway murder! Some crazy-ass shit!
Not really.
But if the mechanism was that complicated, wouldn't it be hard to put it all away?
Not necessarily. All one must do is detach the rope from the window after using the ropeway. Then, after returning to Ryoma's lab, one could retrieve the rope from that side.
Yeah, that would be more like Tarzan.
Tossing the rope into the gym from the pool window would be the final step.
But, so, yeah, it had to.
I see!
had to
The
look
rope
in
was
this
thrown from the window! That's why we found it there!
It's all fun to work with.
With
not
that
just dangling.
method, the culprit must have made numerous trips from Ryoma's lab to the pool.
Which is why the crime was committed during nighttime, while we all slumbered.
That's currently why things
But if
happen
the
at
culprit
night.
was so careful to recover the rope they used to commit the crime, why did they leave the inner tube in the pool?
That one was because they couldn't
I
take it
believe
out.
that was an accident.
An accident?
Yes. When the culprit was taking down the inner tube, they accidentally dropped it.
Then why did the culprit leave it in the pool?
The reason the culprit left it in the pool was obvious. It was nighttime.
That's it!
Quite obvious, really.
Even if they
Elementary,
wanted to
my dear
get it, they
Watson.
couldn't, because this took place at nighttime.
I see. They couldn't get the inner tube because swimming is prohibited at nighttime.
But couldn't they have used the rope to fish it out?
Not necessarily. You see, the water level in that pool is so low. Even if one tried to draw in the inner tube using the rope, the steep angle the rope would be at would make it nigh impossible.
There's no way to grab it.
Different if they used a pole, but there's no way a rope would work.
Even if inner tube was closer to pool edge, water's still too low to drag tube in.
Sounds like a lot of work. I can see why they just left it there.
Yeah, it would take too long. And they would have been busted if someone saw them.
Totally.
Huh! What kind of clumsy dipshit drops an inner tube and can't retrieve it?
School rules.
Let me tell you, this culprit's a real fucking amateur.
No, actually. Save for that one mistake. This was the perfect crime.
If Maki had never met up with Ryoma at nighttime, it might have been the end for us. Well, I still don't know if Maki is telling the truth or not.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Personally, I find this culprit frighteningly thorough. Such a bold, beautiful plan. I never even imagined there was a ropeway. Oh, respect begins to bloom in my heart for this wonderfully cruel culprit.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, stupid? Don't respect the culprit.
No, respecting the culprit's intelligence is crucial in solving this case. We're so close. We're just one step away from the truth.
Now, we just need to figure out who the culprit is.
But of course, it would be pointless to unravel this mystery otherwise.
So, who is it?
Looks like it's time for me to start the main event.
Shuichi, get started.
But my sidekick here is on a roll right now, so I'll let him take this one.
Okay.
You're just pushing everything onto Shuichi because you don't know yourself.
Well, Shuichi, do you already know who the culprit is?
I think... Yes, I have a good idea of who the culprit is.
Hey, Shuichi, are you hesitating again?
What?
Come on, man, there's no need for that. Like I said, you're my sidekick. I take responsibility for any mistakes my sidekick makes. So use those skills of yours I believe in to shove the truth down their throats.
You believe in my detective skills?
That's right. I'm gonna leave it all to you, Shuichi.
Culprit. Yeah, I need to believe in my detective work. This whole setup would have been prepared in the gym well beforehand. Knowing that narrows the list of suspects. My guess is... Well, I always take the long way, don't I? My guess is Angie. The mechanism in the gym. Shit, man. I'm wrong. Totally wrong. Who was the culprit? What? Yeah. Listen, I'm lost. I know that someone gave a statement about Disney. Wait. I was caught up on the wrong thing. Yeah, my guess was Angie. She was helping set up the magic show. She was the one who knew about the tank, about the stage, about the thing. She was in the insect meet and greet, and we were there till 11, which was everybody's story, right? Ryoma didn't die until after that. My thought process was, after the insect meet and greet, she went up, found him, killed him in his room, set up a trap, put him in the tank, and left, and then cleaned up while setting up the stage the next morning, which would fit. As far as I can tell, there's no real flaws in that logic. And she couldn't have really done it in the morning because she was with Himiko, so she had to have done it last night, which would have been the way to do it. I was following that train of logic, but now I know that someone gave a statement about visiting the gym. That would be Fire Pants, McGee, and the maid. They were the only ones who went to the gym at night. So I was stuck on Angie. And it, now that it wasn't her, I'm a bit off. And yeah, the culprit is the part I'm not quite able to figure out. Everyone is technically a suspect after the meet and greet. But had to have been, could have been Maki for the mode video, but if we trust Maki and Kaito, that limits it. Wait. I gotta review these a bit. That was my logic. I knew the trick, I didn't know the who. I knew the how, not the how done it, not the who done it. Shuichi, Kiho, Kyo, Tamuki, and Tenko were forced together in the ultimate entomologist lab from 8 to 11. At 5 minutes to 9, Himiko and Angie joined as well. Kokichi was in the ultimate entomologist lab until 9. He was with Kurumi from 9 to 10 p.m. By 11, he returned to the lab. Kurumi was in the gym a little before 9 p.m. with Himiko and Angie from 9 to 10 p.m. She was with Kokichi. She was in the gym alone for around 5 minutes. She is the ultimate maid. Maybe? Miyu was seen multiple times last night wandering around the courtyard in her lingerie. Each count immediately after she left the slides. Last night he stopped by Kurumi at the entrance hall and he stayed with her until 10 p.m. After, he went to the dorm, he returned to the entomologist lab at 11 p.m. He saw the figure of a girl in lingerie. Doesn't help. They saw Miyu. Miyu's alibi. Playing guard in front of the lab last night, stayed in the dorm room until nighttime. Table, set sink, rules, fabric, staircase, meet and greet, goes to count, mark window frame, prawn tank, crown prawn, square glass pane, scratch hand, conical fob. It. The only thing it could have been is Kurumi, if it based off the gym. I know that someone gave a statement about visiting the gym. So who's the culprit? All Shuichi? Everyone's staring at me. Okay. So it's not you. You're the only suspect I can deduce from the gym comment. It's not you, it's not you, it's not you. You were with Insect Meet and Greet, and you're kind of not a part of the thing. You were with the Insect Meet and Greet, just flat out to be honest. You were in the magic show. So it's either Kokichi or Kurumi. Well, let's go trial and error, I guess.
It has to be you! There's one more thing I still have to confirm. But Kirumi is the prime suspect.
Me?
What? Kirumi?
Yeah, that's tossed me a bit.
Oh, so Kirumi is the culprit.
That is not yet a certainty. Let us hear her testimony first.
Is this true, Kirumi?
I cannot believe you would suspect me. If that is the case, then I will have to deny it. I will not let you make the wrong choice.
The wrong choice?
If you do believe it is me, are you prepared to stand by that decision?
I have no real logic
I will
for
refute your
blaming her other
accusations
than her
with all
gym
my
alibi.
might, for everyone's sake.
Wonderful. phones immediately knocked the owner. Alibis for
I, of course, am not the culprit.
The crime was committed at nighttime. And you have no alibi, do you?
An alibi for nighttime? I believe most of us do not have one.
I have evidence that proves you're the culprit.
Do you think we would fall for such nonsense?
The trick relied on complex mechanisms to work. But someone like you could be skilled enough to pull it off.
Preposterous. That could have been done by anyone.
Kirumi is thin and has a nice body. She and Ryoma could have totally shared an inner tube.
We all could have, except perhaps Gonta.
Courtroom's instigator self, my logic has to be airtight. There's a hole in her story somewhere, I just have to stay calm and find it.
I, of course, am not the culprit.
The crime was committed at nighttime.
Last person I remember was going to that scene.
And you have no alibi, do you?
Alibi for yesterday. Kichi, he was coming from 9 to 10, by 11 he turns in the lab. He was going to give him a logo for 9.
An alibi for nighttime? I believe most of us do not have it.
Nighttime, not the instant movie.
Oh no!
I, of course, am not the culprit.
Sunscroll discovered in the gym, because it is drowning after my lives by piranhas. It doesn't help me.
Crime was committed.
Maki alone. Maki was standing in his guard in front of the lab last night. She stayed in the dorm room during nighttime.
But at nighttime, and you have no alibi, do you?
An alibi for nighttime?
It has to be the alibi.
I believe most of us do not have one.
I have evidence that proves you're the culprit.
Do you think we would fall for such nonsense?
The trick relied on complex mechanisms to work. But someone like you could be skilled enough to pull it off.
Yes, but
preposterous. That could have been done by anyone.
Kirumi is thin and has a nice body. Shared an inner tube.
We all could have, except perhaps Gonta. I, of course, am not the culprit.
Try it again.
The crime was committed at nighttime.
This is so weird.
Do you?
Most of us do not have one.
Most of us do not have an alibi.
I have evidence that proves you're
That's
the
just a straight up lie.
Who would fall for such?
The trick relied on complex. But someone like you could be skilled enough to pull it off.
Preposterous. That could have been
done by anyone.
That's
not
wrong!
No. The only person who could have prepared this murder is Kirumi. Well, the preparations in the gym in any case.
And why do you believe that?
Before the culprit could put the body into the tank, several steps needed to be taken.
Like tying the rope to the gym window and putting a partition in the piranha tank.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what I thought it was
Ryoma's body entered the gym from the window, but that required preparation. That could only have been done when Kirumi was by herself in the gym before nighttime.
But Kirumi was alone in the gym for only like 5 minutes.
Ultimate maid.
Not enough time for the whole murder, but enough time to set it up. Enough time to tie the rope on the window frame and put the pain in the piranha tank.
This is my selfless devotion. While I do understand where you are coming from, I assure you this is just a part of your petty imagination. An empty theory created from nihilism.
He's getting unhinged. Alright. Let's go. Sparkling the frame black as fabric stretch sync.
If it were solely the rope and partition, I suppose 5 minutes might be enough time. I accept that. However, the crux of your argument is not but a guess. You continue to force the facts to conform to your misguided narrative when you consider that the crux of your argument is faulty. Your entire case falls apart.
Very compelling for me. I expected nothing less, but I won't back down.
If it were solely the rope and partition, I suppose 5 minutes might be enough.
I guess I do not. What? Made for a stronger case. Makes you seem smart. I guess better. Our little test result that the cable was properly set up when she came to the lab. First round, the wire's been taken out later. Advice for yesterday.
Enough time.
Scratch sink. See that I could have made preparations within 5 minutes, but that is irrelevant. We should focus more on the central truth.
I was wrong!
Yeah, 5 minutes. I don't quite know what.
If it were solely the rope and partition, I suppose 5 minutes might be enough time.
Not that. All right.
I was wrong!
If it were solely the rope and partition,
Oh, that's okay.
I suppose 5 minutes might be enough time.
Nope.
I was...
5 minutes.
We...
Not enough time to think. Mark when the front back is scratching test that cable advice for yesterday.
If it were solely the rope and partition, I suppose 5 minutes might be enough time.
That was everything I had.
Oh no!
I have to use the light.
If it were solely the rope and partition, I suppose 5 minutes might be enough time.
I can't counter that. That's the only thing that
Oh
does
no!
ability to be countered.
If it were solely the rope and partition, I suppose 5 minutes might be enough time. I accept that. However, the crux of your argument is not but a guess. You continue to force the facts to conform to your misguided when you consider that the crux of your argument is faulty. Your entire case falls apart.
That's it. I couldn't.
What do you mean by
persuade.
crux of the argument? How is it just a guess?
I am referring to the rope. Now, with that rope, it is possible to reach the gym window from the 3rd floor with, but there is no evidence to indicate this had happened.
No, wrong one. Yeah, I can't counter that.
Damn it!
I am referring to the rope. Now, with that rope, it is possible to reach the gym window from the 3rd floor window, but there is no evidence to indicate this had happened.
I'll cut through your words!
Window.
I have evidence. The abrasions left on the window frames at the gym and the lab.
The abrasions. Big words.
Were those scratches from when the rope was tied to the window frame?
Just tying the rope to the frame wouldn't cause so much damage. The rope that was tied to the frames must have been weighed down significantly. The frames didn't break, but they were left with distinct marks.
Those scratches are proof that you used a rope to carry the body to the windowsill.
Oh? What's wrong, Kirumi? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Hey, what's wrong? Hey, 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 hey!
Is Kirumi quiet cause that's what happened?
Please answer us, Kirumi. Shuichi is doing this for your sake.
If it is for my sake, then it would be much easier to forfeit. But I cannot allow that, because I must do this for everyone!
For everyone?
I have a duty and a responsibility. I must serve everyone and protect them. So I refuse to surrender. They won't forgive me if I do.
What? Where is this coming from? Her response seems genuine. So what does she mean by everyone? Is she doing this for all our sakes? Am I wrong? Is Kirumi innocent? No, I'm wrong again.
Hey, Kirumi, who exactly is this everyone you're talking about?
Kaito?
I've just got a weird feeling about this. When you said everyone, Felt like you weren't talking about us. It felt like you were talking about someone who isn't here.
Someone who isn't here?
Someone outside of the academy?
Hey, do you think Kirumi saw her own motive video?
Huh? The motive video?
You saw your important someone in danger, so you committed murder, right?
Is that true?
I am so sorry for making such a mess. Because of that, I made all of you assume something unnecessary.
Unnecessary?
You saying I'm wrong? This everyone you're talking about?
It is all of you, of course.
Really? Do you swear to Atua?
Yes, really. So please believe me, I am not the culprit. I do not care what becomes of me, but I will not allow any of you to die. Because I made a promise to Kaede. She wished for all of us to escape together. I want to fulfill my duties as the ultimate maid. I wish to serve everyone. So please believe me. You have to!
Kirumi!
Are we totally sure Kirumi's the culprit? Maybe it's someone else. Are we sure Kokichi isn't the culprit?
How rude.
How rude.
Gonta just can't believe Kirumi would kill Ryoma.
Kirumi's breakfasts were the best.
If somebody
She
asked
always
her to,
treated
I'm
us
pretty sure
so
she
well.
would, but...
She really is like a mom.
Perhaps it was after she gained our trust that she saw her chance to strike.
You really are screwed up.
Screwed up from head to toe. Even through your clothes, I can tell.
Shuichi, please reconsider suspecting me as the culprit.
Oh, thank you for
You
the
only
follow.
suspect me because I was at
The
the
alerts
gym
work
during
still.
nighttime
Yes.
yesterday, correct? But you cannot accuse me of being the culprit with that insufficient proof. It is still possible for Maki and Kaito to have gone to the gym. They do not have alibis. They could have pretended to help Himiko, but secretly prepared the murder.
When you put it that way, it does seem possible.
It's all possible.
We can't accuse Kirumi just based on our alibis.
Guys, maybe suspecting Kirumi is wrong.
Yeah,
It was kind of out of the blue
maybe we
even
should
for
think
me.
it over one more time.
I made a promise. As the ultimate detective, I made a promise to seek the truth. I made a promise to Kaede, so I'm not turning back now.
They're scared. They're scared that they have to accuse one of their friends of murder. So it's up to me. I have to do it. I'll use my detective work to prove it.
So you still believe I am the culprit? But there is no evidence to indicate that I am—
No, there is. I have proof that you're the culprit. I realized it when we determined that the rope weight was used to move the body.
That light off in the pool.
If it was indeed Kirumi who moved the body with a makeshift rope weight, then the final clue falls into place.
Oh, hello. Welcome. I'm from America. So, hello.
The final clue?
The damning evidence that proves Kirumi is the culprit.
Oh, chill.
Shuichi, won't you please tell me why you are so desperate to pin me as the culprit? Don't you want to protect everyone?
I need to do a lot more
I'm doing this
world
because
geography.
I want to protect everyone. Shuichi.
Yes, hello. Welcome to the channel.
And you're wrong. Your deduction is all wrong.
Your words aren't going to convince me now. Not when I know the truth.
All you care about is your own reasoning. You don't even listen to others. Bet everyone's lives on a deduction made by a self-righteous brat. You can't save anyone!
She's getting more and more things. More doubts. I'm confident I'm right. I'm going to present to everyone the evidence that proves she's guilty. And it would be...
This is it!
Black piece of fabric.
The piece of black fabric in the pool. That's the final clue that proves you're guilty. It's been bothering me for a while. I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was just trash at first, but I couldn't dismiss it entirely.
Yeah.
Now that the class trial has come this far, I know for certain.
That's
It's an
always been
important piece
one
of the
that's
puzzle.
bugged me.
Because like the inner tube, it's evidence the culprit couldn't dispose of.
Huh? Why not?
It's in the pool. We went over this.
Using the ropeway, you could slide the inner tube from the lab to the gym, but how would you control it? If it kept sliding and hit the window, the momentum would have thrown the body off. To prevent that from happening, the culprit needed
Maybe
some
to
way
adjust
to
the speed.
adjust the speed. For example, the culprit could have used their hands for friction.
Yeah, so what? You're still wrong. Your logic is flawed.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Why are you becoming increasingly erratic?
There is such absolute beauty in trying to fight against the truth.
What? Truth. That black cloth is just trash. You can't prove I'm the culprit with just that.
No, it's not just trash. It's proof that you're the culprit.
Finding out how that black fabric fits into this is the key to everything. I'll make it all clear now. Is this a comic thing? Oh.
You are incorrect. What is this truth? That is just your empty deduction. You continue to confuse everyone. You are incorrect. What is this truth?
Hold and let go.
That is just your empty deduction. You continue to confuse everyone.
This is weird. Danganronpa has a lot of just
You are incorrect.
non-fitting minigames. Shit.
What is this truth? In this class trial, everyone's life is at stake. Because of your self-righteous truth, everyone might die. In this class trial,
Sorry, this isn't as
everyone's life is at
interesting as
stake.
it was,
Because of your self-righteous
but I'm
truth,
curious as the reason
everyone might die.
behind why they go with some of
In
this
this
stuff.
class trial,
Like Psyche
everyone's
Taxi.
life is at
What
stake.
is that about?
Because of your self-righteous truth,
Yeah, this doesn't
I
quite
completely
fit with
understand
any
your
theme.
reasoning. But I will never accept it. It seems you wish to pin me as the culprit. You do not have any evidence. You are only providing us with speculation. You only wish to protect
All right.
everyone.
I can't comprehend shit.
Why must you
At the same time.
interfere? I completely understand your reasoning. But I will never accept it. It seems you wish to pin me as the culprit. You do not have any evidence. You are only providing us with speculation. You only wish to protect everyone. Why must you interfere? Ah!
Final blow.
What does that piece of trash prove?
It ends here!
Oh. Alrighty then.
The piece of
News
fabric
job.
came from Kirumi's black glove.
Kirumi's glove?
If the culprit were slowing their descent by grabbing the rope with their hands, there would have been a lot of friction, easily enough to cause rope burn. But our culprit was smart. They weren't burned because they weren't barehanded.
Yeah, the culprit had gloves on. One got all torn up from the friction and
It fell into pool?
From what I remember, the only one who wears black gloves is Kirumi.
The
That's
gloves
if
on
it
your
was
hands
gloves.
now. I take it they're from your dorm?
The extra uniforms in our rooms are made of the same material we're wearing now. You can test my theory by comparing the fabric scrap with your glove.
Well, Kirumi, will you allow us to compare the black fabric we found in the pool with your gloves?
Huh? What's the matter? Why are you sweating so much?
Kirumi, what's wrong?
In the end, I'm just like them. I'm scared of revealing the truth. She didn't let that stop her. She thought things through to the end. I faced the truth and doubted it, and kept thinking and kept going. This is where it led me, and I won't turn away from it.
I will show you the truth.
Now it's time for the comic thingy. Alright, Piranha swimming in the tank. Shit. It's not quite as big. Okay. Friction glove. Where was the body carried to? Nothing here. This is the evidence made from metal. Piranhas didn't eat. Handcuff victim, not the handcuffs themselves. Let's use the partition in the prawn tank with glass sheet. And we'll have the culprit from the gym. Where in the gym was a rope tied. Before the murder, what was put on the victim's wrists? There we are, handcuffed the victim. Alright, this one is what was taken from the pool. Around swimming in the tank, no. What was used to transport the body on the ropeway? That was the inner tube. Hitting the brakes was tougher than expected. Friction on the gloves. Alright. That means I got a thing. Gym windows frame and rope. Or his body carried to. Just transfer the body to the ropeway. Was taken from the pool. Or in the gym was the rope tied. Gym windows frame and rope. There we are. Piranhas and rope carrying. Okay. Petition in the prawn tank. Piranhas didn't eat. Carried the rope. I guess that one would be the the pool. No. Metal. Should transport the body on the ropeway. Where the hell is this rope go? Over here somewhere. Just I only have a rope. There it is. Rubber inner tube. That's what's tossing me. Okay. You just transfer the body on the rope. There. What the hell is going on? Oh yeah, it's a precision. Our tank, no, nothing wrong. Thing six in the gym. Nope, done. What was taken from the pool? Alright. And this is prawn tank lid. Let's use the partition in the prawn tank. There we are. That means I got that one done now. That'll handcuffs in the water. That would go here. Okay. I still have the rope in the prawn tank. Prawn tank isn't a thing, so it has to be the rope somewhere. Thing should have been obvious. The prawn thing they took from the tank. Really, it's prawn in somewhere. Always used to transfer the body on the ropeway. Or is the body carried to the piranha tank? And hanged in the inner tube. Oy.
This is the truth of
That
the
was
case.
more horrible than it should have been.
The victim's body was found this morning during Himiko's underwater escape act.
Alright.
When we saw the piranhas in the tank, we thought that Himiko's escape failed. Of course, it was all part of the act. Himiko's escape
This
went
was an
perfectly.
unexpected culprit. I was not expecting that one.
But when Angie opened the curtain in front of the tank, we saw Ryoma with piranhas swarming around him.
Theatrical.
Before any of us could react, the piranhas devoured Ryoma's body. And all that was left were his bones and the handcuffs he was wearing. That horrifying sight was the finishing touch on the culprit's own twisted magic trick. The culprit obfuscated the time and place of the murder, implicating Himiko in the process.
That was one of the other things that I thought was because of Angie. Angie did the hypnotize
In
on
truth,
Himiko.
the crime began last night around 8:55 p.m.
And then
While preparing
having
for the show
some
in the
magic
gym,
trick that was she
the
was forcing.
culprit had a chance to be alone.
A lot of it added up. And
It was then that the culprit used the ladder to reach the piranha tank and removed the glass lid to put inside the tank. They used it as a partition to force the piranhas to one side of the tank. Next, the culprit
things-
took the rope from the stage wing in the gym.
You can sometimes tell on the just the generic culprit person they have here, whether it's a dude
And
or a
use the
chick,
ladder once more,
based of
this
the
time to
posture.
climb up to the gym's window.
Men and women are built differently and work differently. So,
Once
like
there,
on the inner
they
tube,
opened the window and tied one end of the rope to the
on
window
the
frame.
clip of them like sliding down the rope line, the person is sitting like a girl would, less
The
so
rope
like a
was
guy
then
would,
thrown out the window toward the pool.
and just had a pose of somebody different.
These preparations were key for the culprit's
I
elaborate
try not
plan.
to notice that shit, but sometimes it just sticks out real well.
At nighttime, past midnight, the culprit asked Ryoma to meet at his lab.
Man, I like Ryoma. And Dekuto, you
All
like the
the
maid, huh?
pieces were in place.
That's why you kept pushing it
The
hard, huh?
culprit was ready to murder. First, the culprit knocked Ryoma out, probably striking him from behind.
Where the hell was that proven anywhere? A flaw with logic.
Then, they put the handcuffs from the shower room on Ryoma's wrists. And shoved his head into the sink filled with water. From the water and the pain of drowning, Ryoma should have woken up and struggled. The culprit anticipated his resistance, which is why Ryoma was handcuffed.
Which, again, I would.
The struggle left
knockout
scrapes on the
happened, but-
cuffs and sink. But in the end, Ryoma succumbed. Ryoma was dead, but the culprit's plan had only just begun.
Shuichi talks too slowly for my personal. He talks really slow.
They removed the cable from the tennis net and hung it from the window facing the pool.
That's the thing for me, or...
And then, at the pool, they connected the wire and the rope from the gym window. They returned to the lab after picking up one last thing.
I've been told I read really fast. So I'm not sure if he's reading slow or I just...
The rubber inner tube that was in the pool's tool shed. Once back in the lab, the culprit pulled the cable, bringing up the rope.
Because that is one thing that really does bug me in a lot of visual novels, when people talk real slowly. And this is just the normal way they talk.
They pulled until the rope was taut, then tied it to the lab's window frame. And thus, the gym and the lab windows were connected by a single rope. After making a hanger of sorts with another length of rope tied to the inner tube, they hung the inner tube on the rope connecting the windows. That's how the culprit created the ropeway that was used to move the body.
Early on,
an impressive premeditated murder. But
two crucial mistakes.
The culprit got on the inner tube with Ryoma's body and slid toward the gym. With the height difference between the windows, they would have built up quite some speed. To avoid crashing through the window, the culprit used a brake.
One of the other things that could have happened that would have solved this,
they used their own hand to grip the rope and slow down.
Is to never let it get to speed in the first place.
That would have caused significant rope burn.
And just go hand over hand.
Had the culprit not been wearing gloves.
And you would force the speed to go at what you want it to be, as opposed to just usual.
But due to the friction,
never have the
part of a glove tore off and dropped in the pool. Regardless,
was of the essence.
The culprit reached the window and put Ryoma's body into the piranha tank.
So I
the glass pane not only kept the piranhas and the body separated, it also kept the piranhas so close together, they concealed the body. After that, all the culprit had to do was untie the rope and the inner tube. But that's when they made their second mistake. One end of the rope came loose, and the inner tube dropped into the pool.
Yeah, that would kind of suck.
Thus, the culprit was forced to leave two key pieces of evidence: the fabric and the inner tube. They couldn't retrieve the evidence because of the rule against swimming at nighttime. And that's the whole story. Am I wrong, Hirumi Tojo? The ultimate maid?
Ultimate maid. Ironic the maid should be found out because of something she couldn't clean up.
Hirumi, that's the conclusion I reached. Do you have any objections?
This is very, very unfortunate, Shuichi. My pride as a maid demands that I fulfill every request that I receive. But to end like this...
Does that mean you admit it?
Kirumi. Why use your own gloves, though? The warehouse should have had plenty.
There weren't any. Obviously, she would have used them if they were available. Jeez, Monokuma provided everything but the gloves. That's pretty sadistic. But thanks to him, at least the game became way more interesting.
So, it's decided.
Second pair of handcuffs or something.
This case was decided the moment someone, who shall not be named, opened their big mouth.
But we don't know that. Maybe the real culprit is someone nobody expects.
That is right. No need to worry.
No need to worry.
Oh, Monodem, you're like a mommy taking care of her sick child.
All right, let's go! the heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless finally face off. It's voting time!
Let's see. I'll be calling it after this though. There she is. Kirumi Tojo. Yeah, this will be
Now then,
watch
it
the end.
seems the voting has
Save
finished.
at any time now,
Let's
so I
see
don't
the
have to
results.
go crazy after the cruise. One for me. Yeah.
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Keep going to the end, and it's Tojo. Here we go. Now, what kind of gruesome death does he have planned this time? I sucked it up at the end there. Oh, this whole episode. I still got an A? How the hell did that happen? I got... Yeah, well. You know what? I'll actually save it here because I do know they have some dialogue before the big old reveal, don't they? Yeah.
Oh my!
We'll save it for next time, which will be buttons. Where are the buttons? I didn't realize I could do this last time, so I can actually save and try it for next time. But yes, thank you all for being with me. Some new people, Chile even. It's weird that my little channel, this little corner of the world, is so international. Anywho, we'll check it out next time. We'll start with something big. Maybe we can take it easy from there. With that, see you all later. Hope you guys have a good one. And it's Wednesday, so we may not go tomorrow. Maybe we'll find some clues to Kinzo's past next time. Take care.